Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to episode number 73 of the Hope Show weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general, movies, television, pop culture. And this particular episode number 73 is a special one because with the recent announcement that the Hot Toys have got the 007 license, I do think a lot of our panel members and hopefully a lot of people in the community and people watching are particularly excited about this one, and so you should be. It's has been confirmed that it's 6 scale. If you go on to Sideshow and RSVP, it is James Bond 1/6 scale figures. So that is exciting. So we're going to kind of mark the occasion, and we are going to just have a chat about it. We'll have the usual sections and stuff like that, but they're going to be all Bond themed. So if you follow the Hope Show, Stilgar Stills, Bond themed, the Snap, Bond themed, and a few other little bits and pieces as you go in there. I'd like to apologise for my lateness. It was not my panel members' fault. They were here on time. I can explain that later on. What's the story was a bit of a setback, but look, we're here now. Looking forward to it. Bond. So I believe there's 27 movies, 25 that are EON, or you might say that's canon. There is 2 that are actually not part of the current, Bond series, and I believe I could have this fact wrong, that I think more people have walked on the moon than have played the character of James Bond, and there's 7 in total. So look, feel free to fact check me on that, but we're going to bring in the panel here. We got Dan in Carbonite, we've got Jim the Collector, we have a very, 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 very excited Scotsman. That's Ian, aka H and Silver Fox, and we have Phil, who actually both of these guys are a little bit depressed because of the rugby results.
Right. Listen, it wasn't just the rugby, there was a football score as well for me. It was just, not a good
Who do you
weekend
follow?
for sports. But
Who do you follow? Who's your are you Celtic or Rangers, or you're Rangers?
Queen of the South.
Here's the funny thing. I'm Glasgow Rangers, but my football hero is actually Kenny Dalglish, who played for Celtic. So.
Went on to manage Liverpool, I believe. Yeah. Did he? Did I have it right?
Yeah. He played and managed them. Yeah. So.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. Folks, I want to kind of catch up in the chat because I was a bit late. It's so weird. Usually I can look straight and look directly into the camera, but now it's a bit off center. It's part of one of the reasons I was late. I'll show you later on. I've got some images of like in a nudist week and all that kind of stuff. So look, really quickly, I'm just going to address the chat right from the start because we're probably a bit behind. So we got Eaton saying first, of course, as usual, the pinned comment in the live chat is the link to join. Consider becoming a channel member and join if you feel so inclined for additional exclusive perks, including a pretty big one potentially that we are going to get into later on as we go through the kind of the ins and outs of the show and some kind of basic housekeeping. We got Ian, aka H and Silver Fox. He is a channel member, a panel member, and owner of the Blue Wrench. So behave yourselves. We got Bob, tiny art guy, evening all, anticipating being shaken or stirred into wanting more figures. You know what? If you are not looking forward to the stream, if you don't want to watch a stream where you'll be potentially enabled, like this is not the stream for you. The hype is real, folks. This is up there with the for me anyway, with the original announcements of the in-art rooted Joker 2-pack or the Bane or the the yellow and blue Wolverine. This is a big deal, so hopefully they come good, because look, we have been wrong before. So if you are here and you want to be shaken and stirred,
A martini, shaken not stirred.
and there's plenty more where that comes from, don't you worry. Who else do we have? We got Mark P, thanks for being here. We got Shiny. Imagine they make one James Bond figure and stop. Once it's Daniel Craig, that will be okay with me, but that'll be a subject to debate. I see Dan going not happening, and I just say a lot of people are shaking their heads in the chat. We got Vita, we got Jim Collector, thanks very much for being here, folks. We got 12-inch Moose Stream. Hello, community of collectors. In Hand, Artisan Jack Sparrow, Drax, Star-Lord from Volume 1, Eternal Toys, Catwoman, Figure Held Hostage. That's the UPS thing, I believe. Is it the 66 Alfred by either USPS, US Customs, or Kit? That sucks. Hope that gets released soon. Thalia Meyer all the way from Germany. He's 009 minutes late. Yeah, that's true. I think I was 0018 by the time we actually got in here. But there are 13 of us and only 7 likes. Brilliant. I love the way we got a hype person. I like that. We got 40 people watching live. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for your patience. Hope you're going to enjoy the show. We got action-packed tonight. We got Dart Bane, your super thanks did not go unnoticed. It has been recorded. And yes, you're officially in with a chance of winning an Artisan Anakin. More details to follow in about 10 minutes time. Lotus and Aston incoming. Someone commented on one of my videos and said that they had reached out to Sideshow customer service and they confirmed yes, it is James Bond and yes, it is 1/6 scale and there is a vehicle coming as well. Take that with a pinch of salt. Anyone could write that comment. That could be anyone just trying to get us all hyped up, but it bloody worked. What else do we have? We got Gilbert Hartmans, thanks very much, from the Netherlands. Great stuff. We got Mark Mitchell, channel member. We have got, of course, Rogue One Photography, who's a channel member, panel member, and also owner of the Blue Wrench. We got Kodo Frodo, thanks so much for being here. We have got, who else? We got JB, was hoping for Shane to walk across the gun barrel then. Yeah, missed opportunity. Cool intro, do appreciate it, thank you. Craig's the best. Brosnan gets the nostalgia. Oh, there's so many that get the nostalgia from me, but yeah, look, put it this way. The other day, I went online and I was looking for some movies in 4K. And I thought, what was really important to me? What Bond movies do I want? Because I don't buy everything in 4K. I'm only new to the game, and I'm really picky. Certain things, I saw a beautiful box set of the Shawshank Redemption 4K. I don't need that in 4K, so I didn't get it. But I looked, and there's a box set. I was messaging Ian about it. It's just the Daniel Craig movies. I do think they're the best movies. We're going to talk about that later on. Everyone's going to get their opinion and weigh in and stuff like that and why. But there's a beautiful box set, the 5 movies in 4K, and yeah, I went looking for them. So yeah, that's going to be, it exists, and that's on the hit list. Respect the Lore. Obviously, we got Dan in here as well. Thanks very much for being here. We got Ryan, Respect the Lore. Ryan, I have been looking for Nine Inch Nails tickets. Tickets are there. I will be going to that gig, but I'm trying to hold out for standing. I'd love to share a beer with you, have a chat, and listen to some Nine Inch Nails. We got Mike L. He has the Blue Wrench. He's usually a panel member. He is a channel member, and yeah, he's not joining us today, but yeah, great that he's in the chat. Christian Crosshair, Cooper. Which James Bond is it, Shane? I'm hoping it's Daniel Craig, but I can see Dan already shaking his head. He wants that Dalton, I believe. George Lazenby, no one will buy that. Like 4 people who are the hardcore. Yeah. Welsh Rugby Dark Era. Yeah, I think even Phil would agree. Ireland Grand Slam incoming. I don't know. They do have France. Now France are at home. They're going to be hungry after that amazing match, but after that loss to England, great match. It was a good match.
Solid match.
Yeah, it was so good. Benjamin, E Green, Christian Crosshair, Cooper, JB, Triple G comments, the comics. Thanks very much for being here, man. Good to see you. The Humble Collector UK. I'm really struggling here to keep up these chats. That's what happens when I'm late, though. And I'm I think Ryan Smith. Thanks very much for being here as well. KG, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I should have hopped on to LWO the other night, but I just kind of woke up in the middle of the night and fell back asleep. I think I have clicked on everyone. Strike 47, good evening, collectors. Thanks very much for being here. We've got, I gotta just address this really quickly. Sorry, folks, I'll get back with it. Where do we have these? Okay.
Let's fucking go.
We've got our first super chat of the evening. Jordy, bring on Artisan Anakin. I hope you're doing well. Jordy, you actually dropped a super thanks on one of my videos already. So if you're giving me the super chat just for the sake of super chatting and showing your appreciation for the channel, much appreciated. But if you're just doing it to just enter the giveaway, perfectly okay. But you're actually already in because yeah, your super thanks on the video didn't go unnoticed. I am recording them all. Well, YouTube does it for you effectively, but I still. Movie Canon, Geo, thanks very much for being here. And I'm kind of getting up to this. Yeah, 100%. It's going to be a great gig. And I think I've mentioned everyone now. Sorry, that was a long time, folks. I appreciate your patience. All right. So do you want to get started into something? I'm going to skip through and I'll do that stuff later on. Okay, let's just not click on 007 yet. But, like, do you want to get some of the short conversations out of the way? Maybe some of the figures that were announced, released, or whatever. Ian, what do you reckon?
Yeah, let's go. Let's hit on Captain America.
Cool. All right, let's do that. And I have it lined up already. I believe this is $405 on Sideshow. Anyone have the price off the top of their head?
Yeah.
Is it $405?
I think.
I thought you said $4 or $5. I was like, wow.
I have Sideshow in the background here, so
Yeah, that's.
how much is he? So I'm
I
just
think
checking
it must
here
be
now.
about that. It's not far off.
No,
an
375.
Iron
I
Man
was
figure.
375.
375, yeah.
375. I see that, Moose. Thanks very much for the confirmation. Awesome stuff. Brilliant. Yeah. So you just go for it. Feel free to jump in, folks. Just work away.
For me, it all rides on the movie. If the movie's a shambles, then not interested, because assuming they're going to release other characters from it, and I'm not picking this up. I mean, it looks incredible. I really do like this version of Falcon / Captain America. But if the movie's rubbish, then I won't be picking it up. But if it's good, then I'm definitely interested, because I think it looks amazing.
I have a question. See this like cut here? Is that actually screen accurate, or is that just something they have to do to make the figure articulate better? Like, do you know, like the
Yeah.
It was the same as
it
the,
looks like
it's the same as the other one. So he's got the suit, and then this is the body armor plate that attaches to the wings.
But like, is that how it looked like in the movie?
Is it like armor, are you saying, or is it sort of...
Yeah, it's a chest plate. So
All right, so that's actually screen accurate. Then that's what it looked like. It looked like a chest plate, like a.
until I see the movie of this, I think it is. I'm pretty certain if anybody's out. I've not got the other suit with the white, but I believe it is accurate.
Cool, good stuff.
Because you're not
good
going to
stuff.
be able to put these mechanical wings just onto your own body, right? Because it's not part of that. So it's a plate, I believe. So that's what I think.
Yeah. So like, just like, is anyone want this? Anyone's like, right, this is a day one.
It depends, as Phil said, on how the film does. For me, I mean, I don't know if anyone got the original one from the TV show, but I didn't. But it's a phenomenal looking figure. Really fast turnaround as well. I imagine that's because they've done a lot of the R&D in the wings already. Head sculpt's pretty good. I quite like this suit design as well. I saw a lot of people banging on it a little bit, but I think the suit design looks pretty good. The top part reminds me of the Captain America stealth suit almost,
It's,
which I thought was interesting.
Scheduled for April as well. April or May release, apparently.
Yeah, so, yeah, I think so. Some point this year. Either way, any time this year, even if it came out December, that's quick.
See this helmet, yeah? I hear a lot of people saying it looks like Ant-Man, and I just noticed the thing that looks like an A on the top of his head.
Yeah, they're not wrong on that, to be fair.
I wonder, is that like something that he needs? He obviously needs it for like high altitude or high velocity or whatever. It has to be something like that. But I wonder,
Why
like,
does he need a
does he
breathing
actually?
tube?
Yeah, I wonder.
Isn't
does
it
he get
nanotech?
Well, if it's high altitude, like, you know, you would need some sort of breathing apparatus. Go on.
Anthony
I mean,
Mackie.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't taken the serum.
True. I assumed it would be like I thought it was almost nanotech, the helmet part, but I could be completely making it up. So I always thought, if it's, I mean, Iron Man didn't technically have it. Or
Well,
Ant-Man.
Iron Man had the helmet, so he could breathe in the
True.
helmet. Like,
True.
so it's like that here. It actually
this-
looks like an A, though,
this-
doesn't it? It does look like an A.
Yeah.
A for
This-
I wonder,
America.
does he get it
think
off Hank
looks
Pym or
cool.
something like that? No.
I think this looks really good. I think the head sculpt's absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think head sculpt's great.
We're becoming spoiled if we don't think this is a fantastic head sculpt. This is really, really good. In my
I think it's
opinion.
great, and I like the see the little inclusion of the little what you call it, the thing that goes in the ear, just the communication device.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they're obviously practicing for like a Daniel Craig Bond. Yeah,
To
bit of
get
hands
this
down.
head sculpt on with that kind of, he's almost got a frown kind of thing. I think this is what a what a great figure. I talked about this yesterday. It reminded me of a cartoon I watched on a rerun when I was a kid, Battle of the Planets, just with the wings. And I like the red, white, blue colour scheme. It's like black and gold to me. I love that colour scheme. I think this looks great, but I'm like everybody else. You know, this needs to be a good film. I want a Red Hulk in my collection, because who doesn't want an angry Harrison Ford Hulk figure? So what are you going to pair it with? So hope it's good. And the previous figure, the one that had more the white, the comic book, more accurate.
I love
heard
that.
everybody say the wings were, the articulation was fantastic. So I don't want a figure like this to be spread out. That's why I love how it kind of hugs the figure a little bit. So overall, I think they've done a cracking job of this. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, like I am. You know, look, I don't want to go ragging on the Disney Plus shows, like, but I've yet to rewatch one. You notice Falcon and the Winter Soldiers. There was some parts I did quite like, but overall not so much. I liked when your man took the serum and went mental and just killed that guy with the cap shield, but that probably says more about my personality than. But yeah, that was a good part. But like, I liked his struggle. These big boots to fill. Like, I presume, like, you know, I've heard people, you know, do the whole "not my cap" thing or whatever like that, and like, from my understanding of the comic books, this happens in the comic books. Sam Wilson gets the Captain America shield and becomes Captain America, and like, you know, yeah. When I think of Captain America, I think Chris Evans, and yeah, that's the version that I, you know, like the most and my preferred version. But Chris Evans is done, you know, and like, maybe he comes back for Secret Wars or whatever. But now we're moving on, and you know, Sam Wilson did, you know, take the shield and become Captain America in the comics, and I'll go see it with an open mind. I really like that suit from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I've seen the comic book that it's based on and the cover, and it's just ripped right off the page, and I love that. And actually, one of those things that rips right off the page and translates really well. I just love the kind of the white look of it and stuff, all the different colors, and it just really pops on the shelf. Well, I'm guessing it does. Classic example of something that looks really cool that I have to pass on because I don't like the source material. But like, I went back and forth a bit. There's ones little ones you struggle with, like, oh man, I did not like that source material. I'm not like a massive lover of the character or whatever, but I just thought that suit was so cool, and I know that figure would be amazing. But yeah, so look, I'm looking forward to seeing the movie. I think they've done a great job with the head sculpt here. I like the character Sam Wilson. I just don't particularly love the character Sam Wilson. But one of the things I liked about the show is that how, you know, he was, you know, constantly, even in the ad they have, you know, you're not Steve Rogers. So like, I'd imagine this actor's probably getting, like, you know, a lot of kind of maybe abuse and stuff like that, because, you know, people say, no, it's not my cap. And I know it's okay to say not my cap in a certain way, but I think maybe some people are saying it in a kind of like you know, for reasons because he's not white. I think there's definitely, that is definitely out there. But and other people are just saying it's not my cap because they prefer Steve Rogers. So I would imagine this actor is channeling that energy and putting it onto the screen, because on the screen people are literally saying you're not Steve Rogers. So I'd imagine he's going to channel that, and I think Anthony Mackie's a great actor, like from back all the way to like 8 Mile and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the movie. I don't really have any expectations. I just want to go in, I just want to watch it, I want to get some popcorn, I want to enjoy it. Am I expecting Winter Soldier? No. But if it is like a Winter Soldier that level, excellent. That would be brilliant. And so I'm going to wait until I see the movie.
Yeah. Logic. Yep.
Any other thoughts?
No, same for me. I'm going to wait and see how the movie turns out and then make a decision off the back of that, because most of my POs are either coming in or running low, so I need to order something.
This is a good point as well. Stanley's saying Giancarlo was good in it. Yeah, Giancarlo was pretty much good in everything. And look, there's a lot of reshoots and stuff like this. I know it's had its troubles in production, but maybe the reshoots were for the best. Like, I mean, you got Giancarlo Esposito, you got like Anthony Mackie, you've got Harrison Ford, you know, and it's like, it's a big, this is a 10-part movie.
Coming back.
Yeah, you know, so could be interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. You know, I just want to be really, really clear on something. I know we don't get into the politics and stuff like that, but like, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying this isn't my Cap because you prefer Steve Rogers. I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
But like, if you're saying this isn't my Captain America, you know, because he's not white, that is a problem. Mm-hmm. And if you're watching now and that's your attitude, this is not the stream for you. Go elsewhere. Not welcome. I just want to be really clear, just in case something I say gets misinterpreted. You know what I mean? So, cool. I'm gonna. If anyone else wants to weigh in on this, I gotta bring Jim back in. Anyone else want to weigh in on this? So no one's rushing out to get it. We want to wait to see the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. All right. So let's go back and we'll who else? I'm just going to go straight down. Dan. So we're holding off 007 for a while, but like a lot of the other things are 007 themed, so it's going to be threaded throughout. We're going to have a big conversation about 007 and the Hot Toys license, and we're going to hold off that for a while. But a lot of the other things, like the unusual spots, are 007 themed, we'll say.
So are you saying don't choose any of the?
Yeah, we're going to hold off that. We're going to bury the
Not
lead,
any of
whatever
them.
they call it.
Any of them.
Okay. Just maybe hold off the center one. You can pick any other one.
Oh, okay. What's the? I don't know. The snap. What's the one on the left? The girl, is that the Bond girls?
Oh, you dirty boy.
Do that one. Do that one. Do that one. Yeah, do that one. Go on then.
I forgot how beautiful these women were. So basically, the question is like, who's your favorite Bond girl? And you can take this in any direction you want. You can be like, okay, this one was badass. The action scenes were amazing. Like, I know Anna de Armas, her action scene. I know she's really, really good looking, but like her action scenes pretty damn cool in No Time to Die. Or maybe you just like the actress, or maybe you just like her role or the dialogue, or maybe you just think she is absolutely stunning. But who's your favorite Bond girl, or even like one or two that really, really stand out for whatever reason? Dan?
They're not on there on these ones. Mine is my favorite Bond film is License to Kill, the Dalton one.
Great movie.
And yeah, I really like it. It's really gritty. I think it was the first 15 certificate Bond. And I think it's just great. I love we'll talk about it later anyway, but Carrie Lowell, Pam Bouvier, she's got short hair in it. She is stunning. She actually went and married Richard Gere after it.
Right.
She's my favourite Bond girl. And then I would probably say Goldeneye, Fram, you know, on the top, you know, from
Famke Janssen,
yeah. She's my
she
second.
is,
and then
like
probably
underrated
Green
hot.
afterwards.
Like
She's
she's in X-Men as well, isn't she? She is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, and she's pretty hot in that. So they're my two favourites.
She always did enjoy a good squeeze.
Yeah.
I forgot how funny those stupid lines were. But Xenia Onatop, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
And would you think she's better looking, say, than is it Isabella Skrupko, the main Bond girl in Goldeneye?
Yeah, I think so. I think
so too.
For me,
I think so too.
yeah, I think so. No, those two, and then Eva Green in Casino Royale. Stunning.
Yeah, we're getting a few Eva Greens actually. We have a few. If you're watching, let us know who's your favorite Bond girl. So we have Christian Crosshair Cooper is saying Eva Green. Mark P says the dark-haired one. Yeah, you really narrowed it down there, buddy. You nearly narrowed it down there, buddy. And I believe we have. I missed this, but I want to make sure I get this.
Welcome to the club, man.
We have a brand new channel member, and thank you for joining, Caffeinated Comic Fan, new channel member. And remember, if you are a member at the time of the Anakin Skywalker giveaway, whenever that is, you'll be entered in with a chance of winning an artisan Anakin Skywalker. I'm gonna run through some of these. So this guy says, Dan, we can be friends. Wasn't Jane Seymour the OG Bond girl? I don't know. You're gonna have to fact check me on that, folks.
No,
I'm not sure. No,
it was
that was,
Ursula Andress.
is that going back as far as 1967 to the David Niven Casino Royale,
Jane
or is that
Seymour
like Doctor
was
No?
Live and Let Die, wasn't she?
No, Ursula Andress was in Doctor No 1962.
Okay. So Tiny Art Guy, Bob is saying Pussy Galore is hands down for me.
Yeah.
I'd love if someone just comes in here now and they don't get any of these references or the names. The names are pretty much very much on the news. Like, you know, Denise Richards. Anyone remember Denise Richards' Bond girl name?
Christmas something?
Christmas
Something
Jones.
Christmas? That's it,
Christmas
yeah.
Jones. Yeah. Stanley's a fan of Denise Richards. Humble Collector UK, a fan of Jane Seymour. Terry Hatcher, Lois and Clark Superman. Ryan is saying Denise Richards. They're all great. Denise Richards. Denise Richards, very, very popular choice. So, in fairness, like these are women who aren't born. They're genetically grown in the lab. They're just pure beauty. But I was watching Quantum of Solace last night, which I think is probably the weakest out of the 5 Daniel Craig movies, but I think it gets a bad rap. I think it's very watchable. I just think it's maybe not as to the same standard as the other Daniel Craig movies. But the girl, she's on the bottom here to the second from last. Her name is Olga. I can't remember her name again. Olga.
Kurlenko.
Yeah, I can't pronounce. I've seen her in a few things, but I was watching. It was actually Megan. Like, I was thinking it, and Megan just went, that girl is absolutely beautiful. Like, and she's just completely stunning. Like, but yeah. What about yourself, Ian? Your favourite Bond girl?
Yeah, there's a few. So Ursula Andress was the first one when I was a kid watching the kind of reruns when you were a kid watching that. Stunning and the exotic scene. It was kind of different. And then Jane Seymour as Solitaire. Absolutely stunning. But I'd probably say, I'm trying to remember a name on the bottom right. Bernice Merlot. Is it Bernice Merlot?
I know very few of these people's names. Denise Richards, Halle Berry, Terry Hatcher, Eva Green.
I just thought she had this cool, enigmatic character about her, where she was in Hong Kong or China. Bond. It was in Skyfall. She's classy, had something about her, a story. She had a backstory. So yeah, they're my top 3.
The girl from Skyfall?
Say. Yeah, it's so.
She's in the casino. She's in the bottom right here. Yeah,
the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah.
Bernice Marlowe, I think her name is.
Is that the one he shoots?
Yes.
Well, but he doesn't shoot her though. He doesn't.
No. He misses, doesn't he? And then
he makes the shot, and then Javier. How good is Javier Bardem in that movie?
Oh,
definitely
awesome.
Really good.
Like, amazing. Like, yeah, they really got some top tier villains and actors. I mean, I thought maybe like they have obviously Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then they have Le Chiffre, and then they've got Javier Bardem, of course. They got Christopher Waltz. These are Oscar winners. Like, they did great. Like, and then of course
Christopher
Rami
Lee
Malek as well. Christopher Lee,
Christopher Lee, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Oh, Rami Malek.
Are we going to spoil questions coming up here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. You're putting out the feelers, but yeah. What about yourself, Phil?
Jane Seymour, Halle Berry. Or Halle Berry.
Right, good stuff. And Jim?
A bit disappointed Michelle Yeoh's not on here, but I'll go.
And you know what? I didn't make this graphic. I was just in a rush, and I was like, okay. I just wrote like most popular Bond girls, and this first thing came up, and I was like, grand, that'll do.
Yeah, she was a standout for me. I grew up with the Brosnan Bond, so like for me as a teenager, man, that was the one. But then Vesper, evergreen, fantastic. So yeah,
absolutely.
Sorry, Vita, if she's watching.
What are you doing here? Looking for shells?
No, I'm just looking.
Just some of these lines. I preparing the show, I literally typed into YouTube Bond cheesy lines, and there was one with 55. Now I don't have 55 of them, like, but oh my god, I was cracking up, like they're so ridiculous, like. But cool, thanks for that, folks. I'm just gonna go back to the start. Did everyone go? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Well, look. If you're watching now and you're one of the 4,427 subscribers, massively appreciated. Thank you very much. For the channel members, we got some gifted: Darren 2501, Andre the Movie Canon, Andreas IB, Dogito. In the troopers, then we got Parks Industries, Stanley, Vita, Tiny Art Guy, Figurecraft Blurred, Dad Life, 16 Shooter, Figures and Fandom, Howard Potts, Ancient Silver Fox, Jose G Hernandez, Brian Wong, Eddie Money Mendez, Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Mike L, and Ryan Smith. So they are the troopers tier, and of course the commanders have their YouTube name or YouTube handle displayed at the end of all the content like this. So shout out to the commanders too. New videos on the channel, folks. This is not new, but maybe it's new to you. So if you're watching, you haven't watched my Mark IV collection tour. Obviously, this is the 4th collection tour I've done. It's the best my collection has ever looked, and it's the best collection tour video that I have made. It's doing quite well. I'd love if this got the top spot. I think it's coming up on, I think one of the collection tour videos is like 4,300 views, and this one's, I think it's about 3.4, something like that. But it's doing quite well. So hopefully we can get this one to the #1 spot. So if you want to see it, maybe check it out. This is my thoughts on the 007 announcement. This is going to be more comprehensive now, watching live, of course. The giveaway, folks, yes, it is true. I am giving away a brand new inbox. It will be unopened Artisan Anakin Skywalker. Now you're thinking, when? Because it's not released yet. That's a great question. So just be really clear. The date is TBC, to be confirmed. It will be after release on an episode of THS The Hope Show. So when it gets released, and when Sideshow give it to me, which I don't know when it will be. If it gets released in May, I might get it in June, July. If it gets released today, I might get it in a month or two. You will be informed. I will give you plenty of notice. It will be given away on an episode of The Hope Show. It'll be like a random selection duck race. How do you enter? It's really simple. Drop a super chat. Any super chats on any live stream from last week, which is the 3rd of February, until the date that I give this away. One super chat, and you are in with a chance of winning that. We're not going to tier it. If you drop $50, it's still one entry. I'm not going to get down that way of doing things. Whatever the super chat is, or if you drop multiple, it's one entry. So if you want to be in on that, maybe it'd be a duck race, maybe random selection, probably do a duck race and make it long or something like that. Or drop a super chat on any of the videos. I know that I think it's Jordy and Darth Bane have already done that, so you are in the you've been added to the giveaway or whatever, you know. So and then finally, be a channel member on the night of the giveaway, so you can join. Like if you're a channel member now and you don't want to be a channel anymore, grand, just cancel it and then rejoin on the night. Or if you want to keep going, that's fine too. So up to yourself. So yeah, if you want to be in with the chance of winning it, drop a super chat in a video, a live stream, or become a channel member on the night of the giveaway. Okay, so we're back again. Phil, what you want to discuss? What you want to do?
Go Blade, please.
Okay, we got Blade. So, it's pretty cool. I think this made a lot of people happy, I think. There's only ever going to be one blade. And there we go. So, yeah, do you want to just have a chat about this? What do you think?
I think it's really good. I think the head sculpt again is really good. I love the accessories he comes with. If I was going to get a blade, I'd probably prefer it from the originals rather than this though. I don't think he's aged well, has he, Wesley? Personally. But yeah. Really
You'd
good.
rather the 1998 one?
Mm.
I'm just going to turn up your mic a bit.
I'm a bit quiet, am I?
Yeah, you're a little bit quiet. Let's bring you up a small bit there. So,
And so you should be after that rugby.
Oh, bless.
Come on.
look
Come
at
on.
Ian talking as if Scotland won.
It's not Phil's fault.
I know, but it wasn't as bad as that.
I think Wales used to be such a strong team, and like it happened within less than 5 years. I think you went from contenders to
Yeah, there's
dark
a
times.
lot going on behind the scenes at the moment. I think there's they're not investing in future talent. I think even Ronan O'Gara mentioned even the players that were on the field for Ireland on the weekend, you know, they range from like 20-year-olds to 35, 36. So they're essentially teaching these kids the trade. We've got nothing. We've just thrown a load of kids at it. And if I'm honest, brutally honest, they're not good enough to be in the team anyway. But we've got nothing else. So we're in a bad place at the moment. It's not great.
Yeah, hopefully, it'll take time, but I suppose I'd imagine bringing players in from the ground up and stuff like that. It's an investment and it's time.
There's talk
It
of
always
10 years.
shifts. It always shifts. You'll be back on top eventually, Phil.
One day, maybe.
Yeah. This is $290, so not a crazy price. So anyone else just argue amongst yourself, or who anyone that's a dopo for anyone? Anyone's like rushing out to get this?
I'm going to do what Phil said. I'm going to do what Phil said. Is I don't collect Marvel, and I'll just wait for the '98 version if they do it, and that'll just go in my movie classics. You know, like my favourite. You know, sort of that could go easily next to, I don't know, Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger and the Dude or something like that.
Shout.
You know, all things. That's what I would do for. I'll just wait for. I mean, the first Blade for me is the best one, and you know they got worse and worse. But the first one for me is pretty iconic film. It was the first DVD film I bought, actually, back in the day. And,
that was the early days
scene,
of DVDs.
Yeah, and that first scene
times.
of the Club Blood scene is one of my favourite scenes in any comic book movie. I love it.
That's kind of one of those go-tos that anyone ever who's talking about Blade, that's the go-to. It's like when people love the Ben Affleck Batman, they go on about the warehouse scene. It's like it's like their kind of their thing. But Peter agrees with you, and he thinks Blade 2 is phenomenal.
I agree. That was my favourite.
Oh really? I prefer the first one.
Do you know when they open their mouth and they've got the four things? For me, that was similar, but not as good as do you know when Darth Maul unveils his double lightsaber and you're like, oh shit!
Yeah,
and when they do that, you're like, oh my god, look at that! I thought that was quite good, that one.
What do you think of the head sculpt?
I think it's good.
Amazing.
It's pretty
Great.
good, no?
With the sunnies on.
You're
Yeah.
never going to
Sunglasses
display him
on.
with the sunnies off.
Yeah, he didn't have them off in the movie.
No,
so
They might as well be
we don't
sculpted
know.
on.
So it's different from the other ones. I've got the present toys, it's all full leather. It's a fantastic figure. So I've got it in my Midnight Suns, and I've got the So-So toys on pre-order, and that will go in my iconic movie display.
Would you say the present toys is worth getting then,
Yes.
Ian? Is it a good? It
Yes.
wouldn't look out of place on the shelf.
No, it's a really good figure. It's all leather.
Oh, okay.
There's a So-So coming as
it's-
well in there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, So-So's coming as well. I mean, I don't know how many people have the original Hot Toys that isn't disintegrating. So,
Ian, what's the difference between the So-So and the present toys, in your opinion?
Oh, from memory, I can't remember. It's it's different outfit style. So one's
Right.
from 2 and one's from 3, I think. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
They're
All right.
slightly different. But they came out for pre-order not too far from each other, actually, but typical
Right.
So Toys.
And the present
They're
toys
quite
head
late.
sculpt's really good, is it?
Listen, I could show you. It's a really good head sculpt. The glasses
okay.
one.
Oh, that's
it's-
interesting. Yeah.
It's really good. Honestly, the present toy ones, I'm really impressed, particularly with it being all leather. It poses well. The jacket, you can articulate it. It's bang on. It's a great figure. If there was no other one coming out, I'd be really happy with that. But I want two, because I want one in this display and one in the other. So that's why I think this looks great. And I like the rocket launcher. It was good in the movie, but that's not how I see Blade, so I would never use that. What I do like about this figure is the bloodied weapons. I want to see more of that.
Question for you. You're Howard Chan, and you're sitting there going, there's a massive fad. You have the license. You have the license for Marvel, you have the license for all the characters. Let's say the license, Wesley Snipes, whatever, and you're like, you know what? Massive Deadpool and Wolverine hype now. We could make a Deadpool and Wolverine Blade. We could go back and make the original 1998, whatever it is. What do you do?
I mean, you'd think he'd make it, right?
But when would he make it, like?
It's,
Probably do it whenever. I don't think
Exactly.
he needs the hype of the show too much.
Exactly.
For the
Because
film, even.
this one here, the hype is real now, but the hype will die down. And even like diehard Blade fans, some people aren't going to necessarily get this. But you can drop a Blade anytime you want, and people are loyal to those movies, especially the first and second one. So he can like double dip on this. He can release this, and people are like, okay, it's an officially licensed Blade. I'm just going to take it. Then a year down the line, you can do the older ones, and people
But isn't
still buy
that the
it.
same with isn't that the
if you-
same with Indiana Jones?
100%.
Yeah,
If
yeah, it's true.
if you release an Indiana Jones and people are getting one Indiana Jones, they're not going to buy the old Indiana Jones. Some people will, very few. Like
Is
most
anyone
people,
going to get that old Indiana Jones?
No. I thought
I'm
about
tempted
it,
to
but
buy it and get a custom head, and buy a custom head.
could
to
you
get
do the same
painted.
with this? Because I wondered about this, if people were gonna, or if like some company like Topo would do like a custom jacket, so you could get that long leather trench coat jacket look for him.
Not the same outfit at
no,
all,
it's
though,
not
is
the
it?
same.
Is
The
it
outfit's
not?
so different. Like,
Yeah.
I can
Like,
I can see
Indies
what you're
is
saying
quite
about the
similar,
indie. It's
isn't it?
very similar.
It's very
It's a
similar. He's
shame.
probably got a bit of padding on his stomach, but you could easily just get a good. There's so many good third-party indie head sculpts out there. You
It's a
could
shame,
probably
really,
put that on, and
because
you'd have a real leather jacket indie. You know
Was,
what I mean? So without paying stupid money for that's what I've been thinking about doing, to be honest.
Was
not a bad
Elektra's outfit the same? Because I thought the whole point of these was that they were characters that were basically dumped off, and that was the joke sort of thing. So it's a shame that they didn't actually put him in, even if it was in the Trinity sort of armor or outfit. Why they give him a completely new one? Because the whole point was that they were sort of dumped after their last movie, then, if you like.
This is exactly where
It'd be
I'm at.
interest-
It's good to start
Yeah.
with Deadpool and Wolverine and just get it done, and then in like 6 months' time, a year's time, 2 years' time, go, here's a Blade, guys. Because people will buy it. Like the diehards will buy this one, and then they'll buy the other one. Whereas if people just want one and they release the actual Blade from the 90s movies, people won't get this one, I don't think.
Do you think this will be easy to pick up
Yes.
afterwards in like 6 months? Well, after it's
Yeah.
released, I think this will be
I think
quite
so.
cheap.
And
I
I,
reckon
think
they'll make a lot of
X-23 will
these.
be as well. I think the ones that people will... The ones that will be probably harder to get will be the actual main Wolverine and the main Deadpool, with or without the golden guns. Unless, of course, they do that Ryan Reynolds battle damaged, unmasked head sculpt, and then people start getting rid of their actual Deadpools.
Yeah, it's one of those
You know?
sinners, isn't it? I think Endgame went the same, didn't it? Where I think a lot of people sat on it and then they thought, well, I got two figures from the line, so I might as well I'll buy this one, and then actually, you know, he'd look good if I get, because I did exactly the same with Endgame. I sort of started with Captain America, and then it just went on and on and on.
I like if I was into Blade, fair enough. Like, but like, I think this is pretty damn cool. Like, I think the head sculpt is good. I think the price $290. Okay, I even like. Yeah, he looks tired. Fine, he's older though. But you never see him like that. It's just with the glasses, really. Like you see him. It's kind of. I don't have the eye for anything like that. I actually really like this effect, and I don't know.
I do,
like
man. I
these
think that looks
effects.
wicked.
I think it looks wicked as well, and the fact that it comes with a bazooka and has the strap on it, you can like just like hang it over the back of the shoulder when he's not using it, or pose it up like this when he's about to shoot or when he's shot. I think that's pretty good. I think these little things on the end of the rocket are reticulated as well, because if you go to the end and if you zoom in, if you look here on the bottom of the screen, that's the rocket there, and the things are folded in. Got the blood on the kind of the like batarangs, bladerangs, and the blood on the kind of machete looking thing. Strange way they didn't get him to use the actual blade, and his name is Blade, and the special edition is a blade, even though he didn't use the blade. Do you know? Anyone getting this?
Nah.
Nah. Can we move
Nah.
on?
Yeah.
Anyone else closing thoughts? All right. Nah. All right. So, nah. Okay. Jim, what you want to talk about?
Should we do Snap?
All right. You
Like a bit
asked for it.
Snap.
I don't think these ones are this difficult, but
Oh.
I've been wrong. Well, actually, no, maybe. All right, folks, if you're just joining us, I'm going to give the panel could be 2 movies, 2 objects, whatever, and they've got to choose which one gets dusted, and they can never see it again, use it again, whatever. Erase it from your memories, we'll say. You can never watch a Connery movie again, a Connery Bond movie again, or never watch a Daniel Craig Bond movie again. Ian, I see you hiding. You're first. Wake up, honey.
I'm going to drop out right now. This is just ridiculous.
Catch your cell phone.
Aye, exactly. You can't do that to me.
Why not?
This is because
Now the whole world's gonna know that you don't scratch your fucking balls.
Sorry, what were you saying? I knew
do
that.
you want to know what? I would rather have that.
Oh no,
than
I watched
pick
that now.
this.
I watched that scene. I'm rewatching them, and I just absolutely winced at it. Just no, oh god, that was hard to watch.
Here's the thing: up until Daniel Craig, Sean Connery was my Bond. He was charismatic. He appealed to everybody. Calvin talked about the other day his mum loved him, and yeah, and he's Scottish, right? So, but then here's the thing: that's why I don't judge people casting, because when Daniel Craig was cast as James Bond, I was like, what? And he became my favourite James Bond.
Yeah.
So
Daniel Craig, Heath Ledger, Michael Keaton, Robert Pattinson, the list goes on.
Yeah, so I was like, no, I don't agree with this casting, and that's why I don't care about who they cast the next one, because it's not my decision. So, but, oh my... And here's the thing, you've got to separate James Bond, the character, in the movies, because the new movies are always going to be better in the action and how it's filmed. And sometimes the stories earlier, and you've got to remember 1962, so you've got to try and balance it out. Oh my god, I'm trying. Right, listen, I'm going to deceive my fellow Scot, and I'm. Oh my god.
Oh, this is only the first one here. Hurry up.
I'm gonna snap.
Dan wants to get to bed tonight before midnight, like.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but this is.
Yeah, this is a hard one, mate. This is
really hard for me, This is like no.
Okay,
I'm
I'll go
snapping
next.
Sean Connery.
I'll go next. Snap Sean Connery. Daniel Craig movies are better. Dan, go on.
I'm going to agree with you, Shane, and I'm obviously a bit older than you, but I got into Roger Moore more than Sean Connery. That was my Roger. That was my Bond growing up. So I think Thunderball's my favourite Connery film, but yeah, it's going to be Snapping Sean, unfortunately.
All right, Phil.
Sorry, Sean. Sorry, Ian.
You done the same as me.
Oh right, okay, all right, sorry.
Were you not listening?
No.
he was in deep thought.
Oh.
I prefer Connery's character portrayal of Bond, but I prefer Daniel Craig's movies. So sorry, Sean. I'm snapping Sean Connery.
Jim, can you save Connery? No.
No, nah. No, I'm gonna I'll snap Connery and keep Daniel Craig. Just to be quick about it.
Okay, yeah. Unlike Ian, and to speak for Ian.
I'm sorry. That last hand nearly killed me.
Get rid of GoldenEye or get rid of Goldfinger.
Oh, mate.
They love gold, don't they? Like you can
They
see,
do.
like
There's loads
Austin
of
Powers
those.
parodied. I love gold. GoldenEye, Goldfinger, Golden Gun.
Gold member.
Yeah.
Classic.
We'll start with you, Jim. Which one would you get rid of?
Goldfinger. Keep GoldenEye. Love that film.
It's a great movie. I think it's
That
one of the
film
best.
I rewatched it today. Actually, it's just such a good film. It's
I wanna
so
rewatch
cheesy. It's so cheesy, but I just love it.
Not compared to like some of the earlier Bond movies. Like there's a scale. They get progressively cheese-less. They go dairy-free more or less by the time.
The original
Craig gets
Casino
in the scene.
Royale. My gosh, that's ridiculous. That one.
I think that's the one Bond film that I haven't actually seen.
Oh, you should watch it.
Need to check it
I
out.
watched it before the new one came out, and the differences are massive.
I'd say so. Phil.
Is GoldenEye the one with the Aston Martin on the ice?
No, that's
No.
World Is Not Enough, isn't it? Is it that one?
Yes.
Or Die Another Day? I can't remember.
Oh, in that case, GoldenEye.
The world is not enough. That's what you're thinking about.
Okay. So you keep you want to keep Goldfinger. You're going for keeping the classic. Dan.
Oh, hard this one, but I think James Bond. I mean, Goldfinger's arguably the most famous James Bond movie. I think. Would you say, guys?
Is it
Possibly?
Just
The most
answer it,
famous?
man. Come on, we're waiting.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna snap GoldenEye. Snap GoldenEye.
Yeah, it wasn't it Dalton in The Living Daylights. Aston on the
No,
ice?
there was also the invisible Aston Martin or whatever it was on the ice.
I
as
didn't
well,
see that one.
wasn't
Sorry.
there? Dreadful.
I didn't even. I wasn't even joking.
It's
But
the
go on.
last Brosnan one, isn't it? Where he's in the power sailing on a wave. It's awful. That one. What's that one?
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
think it's the world is not enough.
It's awful. It's
And that's one of the things which you know. Fun fact: Batman Begins came out in 2005. Casino Royale came out in 2006, and now I have to change one of my face-off questions. But when I think it was Martin Campbell saw Batman Begins, he was like, "That's how you do a reboot," and it influenced the filmmaking process for the reboot.
It's Die Another Day.
I'd
With the
snap
Aston Martin.
another
Goldfinger.
day. That's it. Yeah.
And
Aston Martin,
I
nice.
love Goldfinger, but I just think GoldenEye, 00 Agent versus 00 Agent. Yeah. Ian?
Love these two movies. Absolutely do. It's an easy one for me. Snapping GoldenEye because you've got to take out how old Goldfinger is, the story, the characters, Blofeld, Odd Job. painting the girl in golds. There's far more dynamics in it for me. A better story.
Okay, good stuff. Everyone gone?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're kind of getting into like. I do think the first 1/6 scale Hot Toys James Bond figure will be a Craig, and I'll explain a little bit more about why I think that later on. Could be completely wrong, but for me, the kind of more obvious choice is to have him in something like maybe a tuxedo from Casino Royale or the Skyfall suit. I just find that, like, look, James Bond has always been fashionable. He's a style icon, but I found they really leaned into that with Daniel Craig. It probably helps that he's the physique for it as well, but he's some man to wear a fitted suit. But I would anticipate that these two, I've seen these customed a lot. The Skyfall kind of grey silvery suit, and then the No Time to Die commando kind of jumper and glove kind of SWAT team kind of look. If they only gave us one, which one would you keep and which one would you snap away, Ian?
So I love these both looks. So, and here's the thing. So the commander type outfit on the right, it brings me back to my childhood and having action men. I had certain figures that looked like that, and they were phenomenal. And this is different. You're going to get Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan in a suit. So for me, I would want the one on the right because I know I'm going to get others on the left. I would buy both, but I'm really glad you brought that one up because I love that one on the right.
Yeah, same, man. Moose Dream's throwing a spanner in the works there. No, it'll be Henry Cavill as the first Bond figure. I disagree. I don't think it'll be... I've seen those rumours. I don't know. People are saying it's confirmed.
Nope.
I also don't want Henry Cavill to play Bond. I know going back to your point, Ian, about like, could he do it? I think he could. But I think I'd rather see Aaron Taylor-Johnson do it, to be honest. I can see him in the role doing a great job.
I quite like that. I quite like him.
Out of all the names getting thrown around, that's one I can envision going, I think he'd do a great job. I think he has the look for it, and I think he's a good actor as well. And maybe Moose is right, and Henry Cavill gets the role, and in the future to do it, but I don't think it's going to be the first one. I respectfully disagree. But so you'd snap the commando outfit and you go for the Skyfall suit.
Yep, absolutely, and it will be Susan Boyle as the next suit, James Bond.
Yeah, I am really quickly. I am going to agree with you. These are the two looks that come to mind. Or even, I think at the start of Spectre when he's kind of walking along and he's got that kind of bigger gun, I think that'd be a nice look too. But when I think of Craig, the three looks are the Casino Royale tuxedo, the grey Skyfall suit, and then this commando outfit on the right. But if I had to pick one of them, I think I'd hold on to the grey suit. Even though Casino Royale is my favourite Bond movie, if they do a DB5, the grey suit, and Skyfall is probably a close, like, I don't know, third or whatever, but the grey suit for Skyfall will pair better with the DB5. He never drives the DB5 in a suit in Casino Royale. From what I understand, he drives... There's at least 3 cars. He drives his fucking shitty Ford rental at some stage. Then he gets into the kind of like the fancy hotel and he wins the DB5 in the game of cards, but he drives it in kind of casual clothes. He doesn't like drive it properly. And then he has the DBS or something like that, which he drives for 10 seconds with the defib, the more modern looking Aston Martin. But I think the silvery grey Skyfall suit paired with the DB5, now it could be a pipe dream, I think that is the display I'm after if I had to pick one look. I'd imagine we're on the same wave there, Ian. If you just had to pick...
100%, that's what I want. I want that look, and I want to take the figure in the car to Glencoe and recreate that scene. It's only an hour
where
away
they
from
shot Skyfall.
Yeah.
That's
and
cool. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Talk about
Could
iconic.
Dan, what you think? snap away one of these weeks?
Same as you guys.
Phil?
Yeah, I keep 100% keeping the suit. Because making the assumption that they're going to do all Bonds, I'd like to have Craig and Roger Moore in grey suits, and then all the other Bonds in black suits.
Yeah, cool. Jim?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they did the grey suit and then 2 months later the budgie smuggler scene, similar to similar to Wolverine.
I know what a budgie smuggler is. Oh, sorry. I get you.
The famous.
They just give you this look on the right too.
Yeah, I can imagine that being a thing.
There's some kind of gold mine. Why wouldn't they do it? Why wouldn't they? Like, surely you'd be thinking,
they'll
okay,
milk this,
people want a Craig, fine. And then if Moose Stream's right and there's a Cavill, people will want that, like before the movie comes out. And then, yeah, Brosnan would sell, Connery would sell, Moore would sell. The only ones that really wouldn't sell is probably David Niven, and that would even probably sell in niche groups to diehard Bond fans, and Lazenby. Do you know what I mean? Connery would sell, Moore would sell, Dalton would probably sell too. A lot of people are Dalton loyalists, and I can see why. He's one of the... himself and Craig, I think, are the best... I think they're like the closest to the books, particularly Dalton. He's like emotionless, just a cold-blooded killer, you know. But,
need to read those books. I always wanted Michael Fassbender to be the next Bond, but I know that's been debunked. But I thought he'd kill it.
Yeah, probably would. Okay, whose goes it to pick?
Dan, is it? Dan or Ian?
No, bad mine.
Do you want to do you want me to actually get rid of that gold Iron Man? It's 3,000. The Mark III is awesome. It will look really shiny in the shelf. No one actually wants it.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. No.
We're not wasting time on that. Kamen Rider. I don't know what it is. I can't speak and I won't be getting it. Anyone want to chime in?
No.
Not getting it, but the head sculpt's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
that's true.
Look at it.
It's really good. Cracking 70s quiff.
Yeah. Is that number 1 or 2? The guy. I know there's 2 of them. One of them had the head sculpt. All right. Okay. I just have to share this because dabbing This is funny. Was invented in the 70s allegedly. Let's get this. Yeah, I'd never heard of this until I saw like those other Kamen Rider.
Great head sculpt, like you said.
Head
very
sculpt's
70s.
incredible. My mate in Yuji in Japan, he doesn't collect hot toys or that, but he messaged me and said he's buying this. He's older. He's into this, but he didn't. So I'm like, yeah, fair play. But the head sculpt's fantastic. For me, it's not my bag, but
cool. All right. So no one's getting that. Shocker. What you want to? Sorry. So if you're just joining us, we've spoken briefly about the Mark III Golden Iron Man Kamen Rider. Did a good bit of chatting about the Captain America and Blade, and we discussed our favorite Bond girls. We've done the snap. Phil, you choose. What you want to do?
We'll go new then, is it?
Cool. What did you get new? Anyone get anything new?
No, I'm hoping more will be arriving this week, but other than that, no. Quiet week.
Did you go Bloodfin as well?
No, just standard.
You gonna get Neo LEDs or CCFLs or anything?
I don't actually display any of my sabers. They're all on sort of on the hilt, so. But more, I don't know, because I don't really have any sort of prequel trilogy stuff, so I'm wondering whether to get a single display case for them and maybe then go down the route of CCFLs or Neos.
Cool. Yeah. So you're waiting on Maul, but you've nothing new in this week?
No. Just waiting for invoices to drop and Still waiting on Jack. Still waiting on Sand Trooper.
Anyone else pick anything up?
Yeah, well,
I got my oh, go on in.
I got a fusion reactor Java from our esteemed colleague on the panel, Phil. Thank you very much. I will sort that out this week. So yeah, I got that, and then surprisingly, I got 66 Alfred come in today. I didn't realise it shipped. So
All right.
and
Did
then
you get any
it
like
just turned up.
notification or anything?
Yeah, it just turned up. So I was like, okay.
Excellent stuff.
But I opened up and looked at it. I mean, damn, another third-party head sculpt that's absolutely bang on.
They're getting better, aren't they?
Yeah, it's
Third
really
parties
good.
again.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Anyone else pick up anything new this week?
Well, it was last week, but I wasn't here. You can see. Hang on, let me move out of the way. My Jaws, Shark City Ozark 1/6 bust.
It's
nice.
Huge.
Dan, I have a question for you, because I ordered that as well. How long between from when you order it to you get it?
Do you know what? I ordered it just before Christmas and I got it last week. So it's about 4 or 5 weeks.
Right, okay.
It's pretty good. And, I asked them to put it at a low value, and it sailed through the customs as well. So they're really cool about that.
Okay,
Happy
cool.
days.
Good.
Always good. Always good.
But yeah, it's amazing. Oh, like Ian and I have talked before. Just got to wait for the figures themselves. I just hope they come. I mean, Mars Toys are taking ages, and it's annoying because I've seen NECA. Have you seen NECA have released the? Have you seen the pictures of the 50? Because I've got the cloth ones, these small ones like the Hooper and Quint of these. This is like the fabric ones, and they've also now.
We lost him.
Always said no about likeness for Roy.
We lost you
which
for
is
a
a
few
shame.
seconds there, sorry.
Oh, okay. The Roy Scheider estate has said no to any, effigies of him that look quite real. They're like pops and all that are fine, but they won't do anything that's like, a realistic sort of likeness to him. But that's his wife, I think. I don't know what, when she passes away, I don't know if that would change with the rest of the estate, but I think everyone's really wanting a Brody. It's true though. It's true.
I'm not saying that's what I'm thinking, but because I love Jaws like you so much, it was the first movie I saw in the cinema, and you've just said, I don't know when his wife will pass away, and everybody that's wanting it going.
Well, do you know what? It's 20 years. Do you know what, Ian? It's 20 years ago today. Roy Scheider died.
Oh, is
20
it?
years ago today.
Right.
Yeah. So it's funny. It came up on not funny, but it came up on my Facebook today. But let's just hope we get Roy one day. Or we get any
I'm
figure.
like you. These are my dream figures. Those 3 figures are a must-have in my display. So.
Yeah, and that 1/6 bust is amazing. It really is.
Yeah, can't wait. I'm glad it's only 4 or 5 weeks, so that's good.
Yeah, no, it's not long, mate.
You got 48 people watching live. Thanks very much. Do appreciate it. Hit that like, subscribe button. Appreciate anyone who's watching the replay as well. So, Dan got the 1/6 scale Jaws bust, and diehard Jaws fan. Phil's waiting on Maul. What about yourself, Jim?
No, nothing yet. Hopefully something soon. Hoping to get Jack Sparrow soon. And then just waiting on Kit, really. Come on, Kit.
Good stuff.
But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully in the next few weeks.
And the only reason I picked this one is because I've been waiting to see what we're about to see next.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Come on, Shane.
Well, all right. Sorry. Right, sorry. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. I am. So one of the reasons I was late, it's. there was between the intro and getting all the clips ready now, there was a lot more organizing for the Spawn special than a normal stream. And then I got up here thinking, oh yeah, grand, you've everything done, you're good to go. And I forgot that I was unboxing the InArt Joker 4-pack. So the box is...
Wow.
1 second. This is why I gym it. So this is the box. The thumbnail is going to be hilarious.
Wow.
Bloody hell.
There are 4 trays. 4 trays. The back, that's actually the front of it. The back of it is more impressive with the kind of is it lenticular design, which is pretty amazing. Probably the best. I don't think it's probably it's the best unboxing experience I've ever had in terms of like just it's just anyway. So there's 4 different trays. So how I'm unboxing it is I'm recording obviously the external, the box, what it looks like in the silver shipper. It actually comes in like, a cardboard shipper, which I've got rid of. But then they've these kind of InArt protective shippers as well. They're silver. And underneath you have the box that I just showed you. And I'm showing like, obviously the box, and then I open it up and I'm showing you the 4 different layers with everything wrapped up. And then I'm in the process of unwrapping everything. But when I've gone through like the first layer and said, look, this is what the first layer looks like. Swap it out. This is what the second layer look like. With everything's wrapped in plastic, So, or whatever it is. So I've gone through all 4 of them. And then the way I've unboxed it is I just film the table and go, okay, this is everything from the bottom tray. And then add in everything from the bottom and the third, the second, like, so if the top tray is 1 and then it's 2, 3 and the bottom is 4. So it's like, this is tray 4, this is tray 4 and 3, and then adding in the tray 2 as well. And then eventually everything. So I've got in front of me now, like literally behind the laptop, is this is what it looks like at the moment. So like that's literally in front of me now, like an inch behind this monitor here. So this is tray 4, the bottom tray. Tray 3, the second to the bottom tray. Tray 2, everything apart from the top tray, which contains loads of hands. It contains loads of tiny little pieces, like it has the plaid bag, it has the spinning sign for his work outfit, the hospital one. It has the paper bag, which actually is funny, it's actually wired in the handle, which is kind of funny. It has the photograph that he has of Thomas Wayne. It has the little card, the tiny little card with tiny little text in it that says, I have a laughing condition. There's like an ID badge. He's got his diary, which you can open up and stuff like that. It has the flowers, the gun. There's so much stuff in it. Like, so that's the next thing to do. And I've got videos of all these. And then, of course, I'm going to start posing and stuff. Someone was asking me, I think it was Phil, or no, it was actually Ian. This, if you look there, like this line here is my Mandalorian display. Usually I have the chromed out Beskar Mandalorian there. He fell over. I had him all the stuff, and it was my own fault that my pose wasn't dialed in. But he fell over. He's fine. Like there's nothing, no damage, no scratching, whatever. So I just took him out and goes, right, I need to go back and actually pose that properly. But what I did was I saw the gap there and I was like, you know what? And I was picking up the stairs diorama and I was like, that kind of looks. Sure enough, it fit. Now it was like a millimeter clearance, a mil. It barely fit in. But just in case anyone's thinking about getting these, the middle 2 shelves are the same height, but the top and the bottom shelves of the IKEA Bleedens are slightly bigger. They're not all the exact same size. So the middle ones are the same, and then the bottom and the top one, there's about a centimeter more, so it would fit comfortably in the bottom or the top. And I plan on putting it in the top, but it opened up a lot more display choices now. And I had a plan, but now I'm like, okay, I need to scratch that. The chair is incredible. It looks like it's plastic or some sort of pleather or something like that. It's not. When you pick it up, it's like sculpted. It's like a statue. It feels like a rock. And the cushion feels like a rock. I'd prefer if it was leather, obviously, but it feels heavy. Like and it has a metal thing you sit on top of it as well, and it swivels and stuff. I just can't not have him in the chair. You know what I mean? But I really want to have him coming down the stairs as well, because that is the scene from the movie. You know what I mean? But this is it's I am blown away by it. I am blown away. I put up 2 shorts, one of the 4 head sculpts lined up, and then another short showing that the staircase fits in there. I haven't reviewed it yet, but I'm really liking the process of unboxing it, just layer by layer. So the plan is tomorrow to add in the 4th layer, film everything, then start doing a few poses, and I want to get that out. I'll probably schedule it to go live maybe over the weekend when I'm away or something like that. But yeah, just it's pretty damn cool. I'm very impressed by it. So yeah.
Shane, question. So these look incredible, and I'm a little bit jealous. They do look incredible. I want to know, as a collector, we're all struggling with space, and you've got these 4 beautiful figures. Where the feck are you going to put them?
That's a great point. But like, part of it was I wasn't anticipating that staircase to fit in there. So I had another plan, do you get me?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, I don't really have to do that. I think one of them needs to go in the movie icons, but I'm not sure which. This is my train of thought at the moment. The curtains display, I'll just put this back up. Like, you can get rid of the curtains if you don't want. You can have the window behind, or you can have them slightly opened, or even what I might do is take off one of the curtains and have one of the curtains there and one of the curtains not there, so you can see some of the window and some of the curtains, you know. The lights light up and all that stuff. The base, it lights up, but it's battery powered. I just think the chair and the red suit, and I think I'm going to have him. I think I'm going to have the red suit for now. I think I'm considering having him in the red suit, smoking a cigarette, on the yellow chair, on the studio diorama. I think I'm going to put it right here in the windowsill. I want to look at that all the time. And like, I know people will say, oh, what about dust? Fuck dust. And like, it's like, I don't live in a desert, okay? I don't worry that much about things. I used to live in a desert, literally. I used to live in the middle of nowhere in Abu Dhabi. My God, I get the dust thing. If you're in a desert, yeah, that's not an option. No matter how much you clean, it just gets everywhere. But with Ireland, because of like the climate and like the moisture in the air and the rain, like we don't have that much dust in the air. Do you know what I mean? Even like, say, from like mountain bikers, a lot of mountain bikers who you know, they make jokes about dust and stuff like that, eating dust or whatever. Like that's typically in places like Canada or wherever, where you get really, really, really dry, dusty conditions. But like, we just typically don't get that. Even in the summer, like, yeah, a bit, but like it's muck. So like, the house is new. Yeah, there's dust in it, but it's not like desert level dust or anything like that. So I kind of want to put it right there on the windowsill for now, and then see if I want to move it. The stairs that it would fit into the Bleedens, it doesn't make sense to have the bathroom dancing scene on the stairs. It doesn't make sense to have the hospital Joker on the stairs. Arthur Fleck would be on the stairs. That's the plan. Yeah, I think I'm going to have Arthur Fleck on the stairs and then put it up on the top shelf here. I'm probably going to put the dancing version of the Joker inside in the movie icons display. I think that would make sense. Maybe have Paul next to him as well down there. And the hospital one, I'm not sure yet. But like, that's probably like, it's the one you're going to give 4 priority to realistically. But I actually really, really like it. The sculpt's incredible. All little accessories and stuff. So yeah, you know what? It's a fun problem to have, Ian. It's a first world problem,
yep.
But I'm enjoying. I was even thinking, even like let's say, okay, you're never going to get more figures in. I like to rotate the figures. Maybe you unbox or you pack up 1 or 2 or whatever. The staircase, I think, would be a really cool display. Let's say if I wanted to go, okay, you get more figures in, you're moving things around. I want to display 2 of them. Fine. I think a really cool display would be have on the staircase the red suit Joker in that dancing, because that is the scene for me from the whole movie. I know the Murray Franklin show is cool now, but that was the scene, that song. No, 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 no. You know, that with the drums and stuff like that, him coming down the stairs. That is the scene for me. So having him coming down the stairs dancing and having Arthur Fleck sitting on the front of the stairs smoking a cigarette all depressed, I think that'd be a cool display. 2 on the one thing. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Basically, I have options, and I like options, but I haven't locked in everything yet. So, yeah, that's it. That's yeah.
No, I have to say the staircase, the steps fit so well in the display. I thought it looked fantastic. So yeah, looking forward to it.
I was surprised it was.
It just hugs it properly. You know, so it's a nice fit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Okay. So we got Mike saying, this is the quintessential for the love of the game set for me. I have no interest in it for my collection, but I'm excited to see some reviews and close-ups of this sculpt. Yeah, no, that's fair as well. It's like there's a lot of things that, like, say, looking at other people's collections, I'm like, okay, case in point, that Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think it looks incredible, but I'll never get it. But yeah, so, right, anyone else get anything new in? All right.
Nope.
We talk about Bond?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks, Jim. Thought everyone was fucking asleep. Right. So, I saw this on Reddit, and it was like all the different logos, and I believe the one that says 95 to now is the one that was shown in the teaser, which, again, this could be a Halo reach, mightn't mean anything, but you see the kind of more vintage looks for 007, the shapes of the 7, the guns, and I think this one's a bit more leaner, kind of like italics font, kind of slightly bending to the right there as the 95 to now, I think. So maybe that means that they're going to give us like either a Brosnan or a Craig. Maybe it means absolutely nothing. Again, this is the company that released Pennywise at Christmas, so what do we know, you know?
It's a great choice.
Yeah, so realistically, what do you think's actually going to happen here, folks? Like, what do you think?
It's going to be Craig or Connery, I'd have thought, as the two obvious ones.
You think so?
Yeah. I'd love to see Brosnan, but I don't think he's as iconic as Connery, and I don't think he's not obviously as recent as Craig, so I think Craig would be the good kind of flagship first figure to release.
And
I think
Brosnan had some great lines too.
You don't need the gun, Commander.
That depends on your definition of safe sex.
Great lines. Fantastic lines. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be
honest, as a Bond fan, I'm just over the goddamn moon that there's a licensed IP for this, so I'll take whatever we can get. But Shane, I will put money on it. It's definitely Daniel Craig as the first figure. There's absolutely no question of what's happening here. It's Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I think this is a situation where my heart and head are in line. I think the heart says Daniel Craig and the head actually says it recency bias. It probably will be, but
the one thing we can discuss though is that because I used to speak to Greg at Big Chief quite a lot online when they had the license, and they had I'm sure he said to me that they had problems getting the Craig likeness. You know, like it wasn't as easy as you think, because he doesn't like it to, you know, he's talked about it in the past. He doesn't like talking about James Bond, does he? He's quite funny about it. So, and I know, you know, I remember asking him about Dalton, like we were talking about as well. And I said, what, because they were going to make a Dalton. They did all he actually showed me some of the like sort of print, you know, the blueprint sort of things. And he said that they were only allowed like, Eon, whoever it is, it's Eon, isn't it, that owns the rights? Eon said that he has to be in a dinner jacket, Dalton. He can't be anything different, like his Living Daylights jacket and things like that. So I think this license isn't as easy as everyone can imagine it being, if you know what I mean. It's quite the way I was what they were talking to me about is that it's quite a difficult license to navigate and get through the many parts, if you know what I mean. So, but I think Hot Toys have got the pedigree of, you know, the licenses they've been working with Star Wars and Marvel and everything. But I can imagine, as a business point of view, it's got to be Connery or Daniel Craig, isn't it? Surely, to start with.
Yeah, I'd imagine they've more power than Big Chief. I mean, look, Big Chief.
No, exactly. Yeah,
sadly
of course.
gone. Like, you know, and I have two of their Peaky Blinder figures. I'm quite happy.
Well, I had their Roger Moore James Bond.
Yeah.
I had the Live and Let Die one.
They did a bunch of them. They did Connery as well. They did some of the villains.
They did Connery, and they did all the Live and Let Die.
They done Goldfinger,
villains.
Odd Job, the lot. Yeah.
Solitaire.
There's a poll in the chat, folks, and the poll is basically what you think the first 007 figure would be. The options are Craig, Connery, Brosnan, and then I put like Dalton or Moore in there as well. So it's just a vote. I can only add 4 options. So, yeah. So you're thinking...
I mean, this license as well, guys, is that if you like James Bond, you know, it's an old movie. It's 70 years, is it? Coming up to 70 years, or over 70? Is it over 70 years?
It's over 70, isn't it?
So I mean, you would say that a lot of the age group that buys figures, you know, is an older age group, you know, that can afford these things. And I think what we talked about before as well is that you're going to have a lot of people that are not Hot Toys collectors buying these because they're James Bond. There's a lot of James Bond collectors out there and things like that aren't into 1/6. And I think if they do it right, I think they'll get a new market as well.
Yeah, and I think like if they just do a 1/6 scale DB5 and get the license for it from, you know, 007, you know, I can't remember the name of that company that owns the licensing for it. Like, that's going to attract just car enthusiasts. It's going to attract Bond enthusiasts who aren't 6 scale collectors. They don't care what scale. They're like, it's a DB5. And then they have made Aston Martin DB5s in like model kits, and there's other different scales of that model available. So like, why is 6 scale such a big deal? Like, you know what I mean?
See, for me, because everybody knows my feelings on the DB5, I honestly can't think of any other car that's been in more iconic movies than the DB5. Like,
how would you display me? Would you display your Bond stood in front or sat on the bonnet?
It's funny because I've got an alcove in my movie room, and always said that's where the DB5 would go. And then I've got Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, and Pierce Brosnan as the 3 main Bonds that have had that card in the movies. What would I do? I don't know. But that's...
I know what I do. I'd fucked four Jokers in them.
Also, Ian, you were saying about the most iconic car, Herbie, surely.
I get your logic, but it's an engineering logic. More movies. Batman '89,
Herbie,
2 movies.
Surely he's been in more films. I'd like the Lotus Esprit from Spy Love Me.
Has Herbie been in more movies?
Herbie's done. There's quite a few.
There's the newer ones as well as the old ones.
Yeah.
Right.
There's about 6 movies, isn't there?
DB5's
Herbie Goes Bananas, Herbie Rides Again. I mean, I remember him when I was a kid.
Jesus.
Anyway.
DB5's been in 9 James Bond movies.
Okay.
9.
No, you're right. But Herbie could be there. But the Lotus Esprit, that's what someone said. I'd like that from The Spy Love Me.
That's only been in 2
amazing.
movies, though. Come on, Dan.
No.
It doesn't matter. If you love it, you love it.
Come on. I'm
And
here
like-
to tease.
I'm like Team Ian on this, not in his like his graphs of it's been in more movies. It's if a DB5 comes out, yeah, it has to be. Yeah. And then
Do you think they'll get the license though for that? You think they will? That's
Like-
Martin.
If you right, just Google. I'm going to Google right now.
The Lotus
There's
got more to me.
Martin
Martin
cars, isn't there?
DB5 model.
The Lotus meant more to me as a kid because I just thought it was so cool. But now as an adult, DB5 all day long.
Sorry, folks. I don't need to look. I just googled Aston Martin DB5 model. Revel, they're model kit makers. There's one of them for Revel. There's one for Airfix. There's Norev. Never heard of them. Corgi. So like, they do license this out. So why is Hot Toys any different? You know what I mean? Aston Martin, they do license out to other companies.
I had this car as a kid in different models from whatever up to 1/18th, and the deflector shield and the ejector thing coming out. It's there, but yeah, things get complicated. You never know, Aston Martin, because they might say, well, if you want to do that, we want to promote the DBS or the DB10, whatever. You've got to do that. You've got a license, so it's layered because it's not just Bond. You've got Aston Martin.
What was the one in Casino Royale he had? DBS.
I think it's a DBS.
That's lovely. That'd be nice as well.
The more modern, slick one with the defibrillator. Yeah. I think it's actually the DBS.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Because someone commented on a video and they looked it up and was like, yeah. So he arrives to the hotel or whatever in a Ford rental car. And then, like, it's just funny, like, nothing wrong with Fords. Ford make great cars and all that. But, like, just, seeing James Bond in a really, like, reasonably priced car. It's like he's going doing the Top Gear lap challenge, and then he wins the DB5, but he doesn't really do any cool stuff in it. Like, he brings your one home in it. Fair enough. And but then he drives a DBS. Like he uses the defib. He's in the car more using the defibrillator than he is actually driving it. He's driving it for about 10 seconds and then crashes. So it brings a tear to my eye.
Do you know I got Lucy? She drove the DBS round Silverstone.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was like driving Miss Daisy, and the guy came out and went, "You're a good driver," and I'm thinking, "Fuck that shit," because she was driving so slow. Yeah,
has to be done. And you're allowed to floor it, aren't you? Like, what happens if you crash those cars? Like, are they insured for megabucks?
Yeah, no, you sign up to insure, but it's very much like the kiddie stabilizers on it. They're like, oh yeah, that's good. So they tell you to brake way before.
You're not allowed to drop the hammer, really. Like,
yeah, they like the slow drivers and go, "You're a good driver." I'm like, nah, F you, mate.
We have got a super chat from Phil, Rogue One Photography. Thank you very much, Phil. Who do you want them to release first? So we got, like, people can type that into the chat, like, who do you actually want them to release, and then the poll is, who do you actually think they were released? So have the heart on the head, like, so the poll for what the
Can you see them doing this, like, can you see this being like the Marvel license where it's just loads of different, villains, and obviously I'd love to have all the Bonds. For me, some people just want one. I'd like to have all of them, even Lazenby. I think it, but can you see them doing the Sheaf and Eva Green, which I don't know.
No, I don't even think they're going to go deep into the Bond girls. I think you're going to get different versions of Bond and maybe a vehicle. And that's it.
Really? Yeah.
I'm not sure. This is where and it's maybe optimism. I think it's a difficult.
It's the hope show, Ian. That's what we want.
That's what yeah. So it's a difficult license, and it will be over 4 or 5 years. They've got to do a certain amount over a period of time. It won't just be Bond. I don't think. If you think Big Chief, what they done, the villains, iconic villains, they've got to replicate that. And then, come on. I mean,
Jaws. You want to see Jaws, don't you? That'd be amazing.
Yeah. You've got all the Bonds. You've got the main villains, you've got the antagonists or the secondary villains, you've got the Bond girls, and they might throw in M and Q.
But then you might get also like Roger Moore in the Moonraker astronaut suit and things like that. They'll just do variations. which is great. I don't mind that, if you know what
It
I
all
mean.
depends on if
how
they
it
sell. Like
sells.
I think a Daniel Craig or a
Exactly.
Connery would fly off the shelves.
Yeah, Roger Moore. I think what we were talking about. I think this will bring in a lot of new collectors.
Maybe.
I think it will.
But-
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, we're talking about the more popular Bonds, right? Daniel Craig and Sean Connery, but there's also Pierce Brosnan, who absolutely killed it for me. I thought he was fantastic. So there's that. So there's what's amazing about the Bond IP for me is the generations.
Yeah,
That's there. I think
that's what we were
people can
saying, wasn't
latch
it?
onto,
Yeah.
and I love it. I think this is massive for me, and I really hope.
They'll print anything these days.
Sorry, Ian, go on.
So bad.
So I'm just
So
yeah.
bad.
Listen, I'm just over the moon. I'm just happy that.
Okay,
we're
if you
getting
like that
this,
one, you love this one, Ian.
All those feathers and he still can't fly.
That was the one that cracked me up the most.
You can't beat a Roger Moore pun, mate. You
Yeah,
cannot
yeah,
beat a
yeah.
Roger
It's
Moore
how
pun.
he says him. It's how he says him. It's so ridiculous.
He that's who I grew up with. I mean, I'd love to get Christopher Lee, Scaramanga, even with a little knick-knack. I could say that next to him, like the little, that would be amazing.
It's like from Fantasy Island. Hello,
Yeah,
Bath.
yeah, yeah.
Hello, Bath.
I grew up with Roger Moore, so obviously Christmas, it was always Christmas. There'd be a James Bond, Roger Moore film on when I was a kid and all that. So, I mean, I got the Big Chief one. I haven't got it anymore, but it was a good figure. It was a a little bit undersized. That's why I got rid of it, next to some of them, but to get a Roger Moore, I hope they don't do the Live and Let Die. I'd like to see something a bit different, but you never know. I'll get all the Bonds, definitely. And then, this would be an IP that I'd definitely go into.
I'm really looking forward to. I mean, a lot of what you're saying is resonating with me. Like, watching them when you're a kid, or watching with your parents, or your father, or something like that, and just like, I remember watching them. I was more into the cars and the gadgets and stuff like that, and the action scenes, and it's he's just kind of cool character, always dressed the part, and he got the girl and all that kind of stuff, and like it's when I revisit him then when I was older, going some of the one-liners are just so awful. Like, you love them though, but like it is nostalgia. And then Craig came along and was like, man, these are actually bloody good movies. Like, and it fused. I was talking to Eddie today, and I have to mention Eddie at least 75 times every stream just to make Jose jealous. Eddie, I love you. And he's never seen any of the Bond movies, and I said, man, you should watch the Craig ones, because it's 5 movies. There's an actual arc, a character arc, and they do a great job of making really, really good modern day spy espionage movies with fantastic action, which is not over the top. There's a few things like, okay, that wouldn't happen, but like it's still a lot more rooted in reality, say some of the crazy Brosnan stuff, but they include the typical characteristics we expect from a Bond villain, Bond movies. You have the villains, you got the Bond girls, you got the action, you got the car chases, you got the gadgets, you got the one-liners. Not too many of them, but you have enough. You've got all the Q and the fancy gadgets and stuff. You've got the exotic locations, the score. Like it's a nice arc as well, and I think they did something a bit different. Yeah, I really liked it, but yeah.
I think
Eddie's
that's why
working.
it hits home with a lot more people, is because there is an arc. It feels like there's a storyline. It feels like it's
Yeah. And you
fine.
don't need prior knowledge of Bond. You can just watch those 5
Yeah.
movies and go, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed them. Let's go back now and watch the other ones and take them with
Yeah.
a pinch of salt, and
Yeah.
be briefed that, okay, watch the Connery ones and expect that there's going to be a lot of cheese and stuff like that, but enjoy it, because I gotta say, like, finding those clips tonight, like, they just cracked me up, like, just like, imagine my dad laughing his arse off watching them, so
It's like that scene of on the bridge and the man with the golden gun where it does the corkscrew, some of the stunts. The car goes over the bridge and then turns and then lands.
There's a lot of jumping the shark, like,
Yeah, I mean they did that in there. That was a proper stunt, man. Back then, it's love it.
Hang on, James.
The thought had occurred to me.
A bit old there. It's definitely a bit too old on that one.
Yeah. Wait,
that
there's
just
another
reminds
one.
me of my dad.
There's one.
Yeah.
Oh, there was another one that's cracked me up. Oh, this is ridiculous.
Well, he always did have an inflated opinion of himself.
One more.
I love it.
One more.
I love it, man. Go on.
Bon appetit.
That's quite cool, though. I quite like that. That's quite a cool.
Yeah.
But even the more modern stuff, I don't want to say something in case you've got a question, but there's like there's something that came in with somebody, and then Pierce Brosnan said, "Oh, does that make you R?" There's just lots of
Yeah. And then Craig had his moments as well. All right, folks, we're going to do Stilgar Stills, and a bit of a link here. I was going to change it to Javier Bardem's character from Skyfall, but it was just time, and it was against me. But because same. But yeah, we'll see how you get on with this chat. You got to help out the people. You got to help out these people. So we got Stilgar Stills, and they're all Bond themed tonight. All right, so what's this from?
That's like Javier Bardem.
Skyfall.
Oh yeah, I knew Ian wouldn't let me down. I believe the same cinematographer as 1923, Blade Runner 2049, and not Dune 2 though. But there's some very, very similar footage, and this one.
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye.
Yeah.
I love that scene in Petersburg.
Goldfinger.
No.
You only live twice. Oh, I'm out.
You're not allowed to shout out anymore, Dan. Come on.
We only had 2 lines.
Let me.
Look at the age, Ian. The age.
No, it's the background. What's
Mike, I agree.
Oh my God.
You don't know, no?
Oh,
No,
hang
I'd
on.
be taking
Was
a
that a
guess.
clue, Ian? Was that a
Doctor
clue,
No.
Shane?
Doctor No.
No.
Said it 4 times. Is it Goldfinger? No. Is it this? No.
You
Is
only
it this?
live
No.
twice.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's Dr. No. All right.
Living Daylights.
Oh, I've actually completely forgotten. I don't know if it's License to Kill or Living Daylights, but I'm going to give it to you.
No Time to Die.
It is No Time to Die. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. All right, folks. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to pit the guys off against each other. Team of 2. So I'm going to move myself to the middle.
Fucking go.
Face off. That was sounded so Irish. Face off. How are you? Right, so Ian, you're with Phil. Jim, you're with Dan. And Dan,
Jim.
you're going to go first. And they're all teamed. Same style of questions, but they're all 007 team. There is one caveat though. You have one lifeline. If you don't like the question asked, if you don't know the answer to it, and you don't want to have a go at it, now you can't have a shot. You just have to go, I don't know that. I don't think we're going to get that right.
We can discuss it though.
You
can't
can
we?
have a dry martini.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
say, no, going to have to be shaken and stirred, and that means I will give you a different question. You can do that once.
Question. Sorry,
Jim.
because Jim went and done that. I'm not sure who's on my team.
It's you and Phil.
Not Phil.
Right.
He's
Thanks,
a loser, yeah, and
Jim.
he's got no idea.
Jim just went like that. No.
Dan seems to know a lot
Right,
about James
mate.
Bond. That's...
Yeah, but so did
Right,
Ian.
mate.
So this is going
Let's
to be
go.
quite good. Yeah. Come on.
I think the teams are
Scotland and Wales against England.
fair. Okay. First question. Switch over to private chat there, and people watching, please do not
Hold on.
type Please do not type the answers. You can, because we just in case they forget to switch over to
I've
private
won
chat. You know the drill. Okay, and he did. I like the way Vita is putting manners on Stanley. He did actually win a few years ago. Yeah, she's right. She's got your back. Love to see it. All right, so Dan, your team, you and Jim. Jim. In what year did GoldenEye release?
Which one? Sorry, was it GoldenEye?
That one, yeah.
1990. I think it's 1995.
Oh, Jim straight in there. 1-0. He's taken no prisoners.
Well done, Jim. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Well done.
Helps I watched it today.
Good stuff. Exactly. Yeah, this guy
Well
actually
done, mate.
did it. This guy did his
Thanks.
homework. Did his homework.
She always did enjoy a good squeeze.
1-0. Over to Team Ian. Ian Phil. I'm going to say Fillion. Yeah. What year did Skyfall release? Not a bother to you.
Ooh.
2012.
Oh,
Final
this is like
answer.
head to head. This is serious stuff. Like serious stuff. Remember, you get a question, you don't like it.
Sorry, Phil. Is that okay?
You can shake or
100%.
stir. And now we're into the tough stuff, lads. Child's play is over. We're back over to Dan Jim. Who directed Tomorrow Never Dies?
Oh.
Mate.
Sorry, Shane. Did you say we get bonus points, or if you pass? What
No,
was it?
if you come across a question you're like, I don't
We can
know
get
the
another
answer to
question,
this.
can't we?
You can't answer it though. You have to go, I don't know the answer to this. I don't want to chance it. And you can shake or stir, which means I'll give you a different
Should
question.
we shake and stir, Jim? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
Yeah,
I
shake
think
and
we might
stir.
know.
I do.
Okay.
No, there's no extra points, Ian. So.
Have Ian.
Putting pressure on you though.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Who directed Casino Royale? The modern one, 2006.
It's Campbell, his surname. I can't remember his first name.
Jim, you're on fire.
No, it's not Jim Campbell.
Wait,
You've
wait,
got to give
wait,
a full
wait.
name.
Martin Campbell.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay, fair enough. In fairness, he didn't say a name. He just said Campbell, and then
is it
Dan
Martin
came in.
Campbell?
I believe he directed all 5, but I'm fact checking myself as we speak.
He did one of the earlier films as well. Did he not do GoldenEye?
Yeah, it's Martin Campbell. Martin Campbell.
He's
Yes.
only done 2 or 3.
Out of the 5.
Well done, Jim. Well done.
Getting there.
Okay, so you've used your shake and stir lifeline. Right, so it's 2-1. We're back over to Fillion. Phil and Ian, who directed Dr. No?
Terence Young. Final answer, if that's okay, Phil.
Phil's just looking, just
I'll
going,
take
yeah.
that. I'll take that.
2-2, Shane? Oh, hang on.
No, just kidding. I'm actually so impressed. I'm very
Well,
impressed.
well,
yeah,
Ian.
he's absolutely right. They keep their landline, their lifeline. 2-2. 2-2. Now this one's
Awesome.
you to take the lead. Who played? This is for Dan Jim. Who played Elliot Carver in Tomorrow Never Dies?
Oh, isn't that the guy from Game of Thrones? You know, the...
We should be
it's
doing
amazing.
steal a
It's
point,
amazing.
please, people.
Because I might know
I'm
this
just-
one.
I'm
Dan,
just
if
here
you're
to
thinking
put
Sean
pressure
Bean,
on.
it's not him, I don't think.
Who?
Sean Bean was in Gold.
No, it's the guy from Game of Thrones that was the priest. You know, the one that was the old boy. Is him, isn't it? What's his name?
Susan Boyle.
Oh man.
Which prince?
Do.
Okay, oh mate, what's his name? It's gonna kill me, but I can't remember. Jim, do you want to guess?
No, I don't know.
Go on,
If-
Shane.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, It was.
Can I answer?
No.
Yeah, you won't get the point.
Yeah,
but you
go
can
on.
answer.
Jonathan Price.
It is. So
it is.
this is
It
where
is
we're
him,
at.
though, isn't it? I know.
This is where we're at.
Jumping
It is,
Jack
yeah, the guy
Flash.
from Game of Thrones. So the guys have 2 points. Ian's team have 2 points, but you have a question in hand now. Your final question. You also have a shake and stir if you don't like the sound of this question.
Lost this, haven't we, Jim?
Phil and Ian,
Yeah.
who played Boris Grishenko in the movie Goldeneye?
Oh, I know that. That's annoying.
Oh my God, the Scottish guy.
You should get that. Come on, Ian.
Alan Cummings.
It
Got
is.
Got it.
You are the winner. That is impressive. 3 for 3. I think the team. It's more interesting with the team. So in fairness,
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Well done, Ian.
Well done, Ian.
well
Well
done, folks.
Phil.
Well done.
Bastards.
Well, how much money, Penny?
So
I did say Bond was my thing.
Yeah.
in fairness,
Let's
yeah,
have a
you-
Jaws one.
That's good. That was good. So, yeah, we did Face Off. We discussed Captain America. We discussed New this week. We had a lot of Bond discussions. We discussed briefly Kamen Rider, the Mark III, Golden Mark III, our favourite Bond girls. Stilgar Stills, The Snap, and Blade. That was a good day at the office, folks. Thanks very much. Before we move on then, so before we wrap it up, what do you actually want? We'll look at the chat first, and I'll give you the results of the chat, or the poll. So the poll in the chat, the results are, what will the first 007 be by 007 figure by Hot Toys be? Craig's coming in at 68%, Connery 20%, more. I made a mistake, did I? I should have said more. Oh no, I should have said more Dalton. I said more Craig. So that's 7%, and then Brosnan 3%. Okay, so 25 votes. Yeah, I made a mistake there with that, but yeah, it seems like a lot of people are thinking Craig. Okay, what do you want? What do you actually want, Dan? 1/16 scale figure. What's it going to be? What do you want?
I've got to go, lad. So I want a. I don't know now.
You didn't win
a good
anything.
James Bond figure. Yeah, a good Daniel Craig to start with. I'll be happy with that.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got to go.
Yeah, we'll see you. Thanks,
Later,
Dan. Appreciate
boys.
it. See you.
See you later, mate.
Okay, buddy.
guys.
I'm the same. I'd say if I had to pick one, it'd be the Skyfall look, even though Casino Royale is my favourite Bond film. I think the Skyfall suit would pair very well or better with the DB5 if they go down that. I think that would be the display to have. So, yeah, Skyfall, silver, kind of grey suit.
Yeah, Daniel Craig has to be. I'd like to say something different, but yeah, Daniel Craig.
I think this is one of those situations where the heart and the head are in line. I think it's going to be Craig. I want it to be Craig. I think this could be one of those moments where it's like, I think the hype will be if they I would love to wake up tomorrow morning and those beautiful posts on Hot Toys or the Instagram or the Facebook, and just have a really good sculpt with a really well tailored suit with a bit of a hint of like a hubcap or an alloy or whatever of a DB5 in the background. Yeah. Phil, what you reckon?
Okay, I've got weird logic on this.
We like weird logic here.
I want Connery first because I think Craig will definitely be made. But I'm just concerned if Craig is made first, that's the only one we're going to get, and then different variations of it. So I'd like to see Connery first on that basis.
Yeah, and if Connery does arrive, I will pick that up. Yeah, movie icon right there. I mean, what's more of a movie icon than fucking James Bond?
But I think if we get a Craig, I don't know how long it's going to take, if ever we get any other character. Are we only going to get a Craig? Whereas I think if we get Connery first, 100% the Craig will follow.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Good
Jim?
logic.
I think we get Craig, and I think we get him in that grey suit. I think that's his most iconic look, to be fair. And, I mean, I'd probably end it there, just because I can't go too deep into this line, but my ultimate Bond, if I could have two, it would be Craig and Brosnan. Brosnan because he's the childhood 007, and if we're going to go vehicles, then it will be the DB5. And I'd probably go for Brosnan with the Z3 because I remember watching that and I saw that Z3, and as a kid for ages, I was like, that's the best car I've ever seen. Like now as an adult, I'm like, DB5's a lot nicer, right? But back then I was
now you're looking at the Z3 and you're going midlife crisis.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Or hairdresser.
100%. Yeah. And you see someone driving a DB5 and you're like, they've worked very hard their entire life to afford that, and they've got the classic insurance, and they only take that out on a nice summer's day. You know, it's just like a classier bloody thing. Like, yeah.
They still got their tax disc in the window.
Yeah. Irishman chooses the Brit. Yeah, well, I'm choosing his portrayal of the character, and James Bond is British, like, and that's the way it should be. Like, I mean, it's like when you know, if in the books and the character when he's created, he was an Englishman. Like, you know, I don't want him to be an Irishman. That's just not the way not the way the character was made. I know Brosnan was Irish and did a great job of playing him, but. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. Like, I kind of, you know, that's the way he works for MI6. He's not Irish. He's not American. I like that. I like that. Just true to source. But yeah, I think Craig did a great job.
However, piling more pressure to my boy Phil. We've had James Bond be originally a Scottishman, then an Englishman, then an Irishman, and we've not had a Welsh James Bond. What's happening here?
Hey, listen. They need to get some points on the rugby board before they can think about doing anything else. Like, they've bigger fish to fry.
However, the person that's been in most James Bond movies has been Welsh. Who is it?
Is it Desmond Llewellyn?
Correct.
Oh, 10 points for me. Good stuff. Rest in peace, Desmond Llewellyn. What did you think of Ben Wishaw's Q?
I liked him as a modern take. It was different. I liked it. You know, it was welcome because 2 movies before that there was no Q.
Yeah, and I liked the relationship between himself and Bond as well. I actually quite liked Judi Dench as M as well. She's she took no shit.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, she's just great.
Was fantastic. She was one of the most, in terms of secondary characters, I thought she was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
The other M's before it, what was it, Bernard Lee? Bernard Lee.
Can't remember.
So he died and then it was, no. Was it Bernard Lee? Anyway. Brain's gone now. Competition's over. So
actually, you've been fact checked, Ian.
Have I?
And I can confirm there has been a Welsh James Bond. Thank you, JB.
Wait, don't. Okay.
What? Surely not George Lazenby, is he?
No, he's. I think he's Australian. Is David Niven Welsh?
Timothy Dalton was born in Colwyn Bay.
All right. Okay.
I bet David Niven, that movie was a spoof. So
I want to go watch that.
I didn't know Timothy Dalton was.
I didn't. I didn't.
Well, there you go. We've settled it all out. I'm happy about that.
The 5 nations of James Bonds.
Yeah, I'm
pick a number from 1 to 11.
Eh?
Got it.
Pick a number between 1 and 11.
Say out loud or keep it to yourselves.
7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hang on, James.
The thought had occurred to me.
I think I might actually hang on to them and just use them randomly.
These are awesome. Well done, Shane.
Yeah. Folks, thanks very much to obviously my panel members. Apologise for being late, folks. I need I need to get more on time in the future. Shout out to anyone who's watching live on a replay. Hit the like and hit subscribe. Just want to thanks people again. I want to thank as well everyone for commenting and participating. I do want to thank Jordy for the £2 super chat. Welcome Caffeinated Comic Fan to the Troopers tier of the channel members. Much appreciated. Shout out to Phil Rogue One Photography, who's imagine he was going to be always entered into the draw anyway, but he's in the draw anyway. He's a member as well, and Tiny Art Guy as well, who's a channel member, and they're all in the draw for that Artisan Anakin. That's going to be exciting. I hope it kind of comes out sooner rather than later, so I can just get that locked off and actually get that done. And I was thinking as well, like, my mind kind of goes to like problem solving, and okay, so this is your plan A. What about if that doesn't work out? Have B and C. So if by chance, I don't think this is going to happen. Like I think it's going to work out because I've got it. It's locked in on Sideshow. I'm not getting it from a third party. It's actually from Sideshow. So if on the off chance something happens and I can't get it, which very highly unlikely, I'm going to do a different giveaway or give people the option to get their money refunded. So I'm just trying to make sure that there's absolutely airtight the giveaway. So, but look, it's going to be fine. I have it there. I have it started. I've paid the deposit, and I think the first payment. So I think I only have 2 payments left, and hopefully they drop it. I might just pay it off in full and just have that locked in. Be interesting. Get that out and be exciting for the person that wins. But like, thanks, gentlemen. Anything else you want to promote, talk about before we get out of here?
No, but if the fact checkers watching, if you want to do a Bond face-off, I'm your man.
That'd be interesting.
Sounds
That'd
good.
be interesting. We'd have to charge entry for that one. What am I after doing here? I'm after zooming in. I can't see a thing. Okay, yeah. All right, folks. We'll see you. Get out of here. All right.
Cheers, guys.
I'm leaving for a week. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. There's no Hope Show next week. I'll be leaving on Saturday, but there's going to be an absolute windfall of shorts for that in our Joker 4-pack. Windfall of shorts. There's just so many things to film. And of course, the review itself will be scheduled as well. And we will return today, 2 weeks. So, yeah, all right, we're out of here, folks. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys.